Buckle up for this episode, beautiful souls, as this is a pretty unusual final chance podcast. As soon as I hit the record button, the transmission began. So, unlike the other episodes, I am not really asking any questions as my dear guest is just beaming, and the words flow. This is a pure transmission live from Mount Shasta, and you can actually watch it on YouTube if you want to. Now let's play that intro and begin. What if you had only 60 minutes to share your message, your truth, and your legacy with the world? That is the main question in the Final Chance podcast. I am your host, Stephanie Klaus, and I'm a purpose activator. I have met some incredible people throughout my life, and I love for you to get to know them too and to be inspired by who they are and what they have to say. Time is ticking, so let's go.
I'm so happy to see you, Angel, and I just miss you. I'm glad that you're doing good and you're doing this. This is beautiful to really create this, to share. All of us that are holding light, so many beautiful ones, and all around the planet, and through this platform, allowing others to connect and unify the quantum field between all of us.
Yes. I'm so happy that this is happening right now and that this transmission will stream into the World Wide Web soon. But so happy that we got this moment together.
Yes. Yeah. And for me, I've been on the mountain the past, I don't know, maybe 7 days with clients, with doing video transmissions for people. And it's just, it's just been so, how can I say, new. There's this newness, this frequency of a new, and the snow, the snow does amplify. We're sitting here in a field of crystals on Mount Shasta, the goddess on earth. And for everyone who's watching, Mount Shasta is this love. She is really the goddess. And this place where we are right now is a portal of goddess energy. For it's the goddesses, the divine feminine energy, this softness and this grace, the birth of light that will ground the new earth. As the fields, there are people walking in the new earth right here. They're just in the fifth dimension, but it's right here. There's nowhere to go. And it's quite beautiful. It's just to raise our frequency enough so we're able to begin to feel these people, and all of these people, and these star beings, and the ascended masters, everyone that I connect with and speak with, commune with, friends, they are all holding God consciousness. So this is really important for everyone to know. Everyone that I'll be speaking about is truly just holding God consciousness, and there's no reason for you or anyone else to connect to anyone, anything, or anyone that is not, because this is who you are. You are the higher realms, fully within this body, this third dimensional body. So you are, in fact, perfect duality. And I feel that's something really important right now, and has become a really important part of my mission on Earth, is duality, perfect duality. We are as I said, the higher realms in this third dimensional body. And the more that we connect with our higher selves, with maybe the star emissary of love that you are, from whatever constellation you come from, the Pleiades, Arcturus. For me, I come from Venus. You know, and it's really to hold this love, to be it. There's no more, you know, the more that we can be who you really are and embrace it, and of course you will. And then the 3D as well, the human, all of your humanity, you know, fully begin to embrace all of this. The third dimensional world, the governments that are lying to you, the vaccines, the viruses, you know, wars, and you know, all of these things. And we need to just start throwing love at, and being love for all of this. Not even just to be love. And as we continue to be the fifth dimension of mastery, the fourth dimension of timelessness, embracing it, bringing it together, loving all of your humanness, all the imperfections, everything that's broken and wrong and on a human level, and boom, you are, and you've united all dimensions right here in your spiritual heart, for truly there is only one dimension. These separations are illusions. Everything is just frequency, and you are frequency. And those who are listening, you chose to come to Earth. You chose every moment that has happened to you on Earth that destroyed you on a human level. You chose them. You were brave enough to come to Earth, to take on chunks of human suffering. And then
Beautiful.
you came. And it happened.
And it happened, and here we are. So I'm just going to interject in this moment and say we have started, and I actually do still want to welcome you to the Final Chance podcast. But this is how I know you: with every word you utter and just being in your presence, everything, every nanosecond, and even the space in between and the silence is just pure transmission. And so this is also why I wanted to invite you to the Final Chance podcast. And I don't even need to introduce the podcast to the listeners, I think. Otherwise, just read the introduction section. But I do want to share with you, Paul, what this actually is about. And I actually like to see it as a game that I'm playing with my guests and thus right now with you. And that is that I want to give you 60 minutes, and we have already started. We're already or 5 minutes in, let's say. But I want to give you 60 minutes to give you, let's say, one final chance. Imagine that this is the last conversation you would ever have in this human form. Then what is it that wants to be shared? How can you leave your message, your frequency, your essence behind, let's say, for humanity? But you're already doing it. So I don't feel like I'll have that many questions for you, because I feel like you're always tuned in, tapped in, and this will naturally stream. And maybe I do have questions, we'll see. But I want to welcome you, Paul of Venus, to the Final Chance podcast. And before I give the word back to you,
Thank
I just
you.
want to introduce you to anyone who's listening in how I have met you. And I already shared, for me, you are just a being of pure transmission, of purity, of love. My frequency, let's say, just raises. I just start to smile whenever I see you or even think of you, imagine our time together. But it's just been unfolding of pure synchronicity, because I did find you. I just remember this. I did just find you on Instagram, and I was pulled by pictures of Mount Shasta, but there was this beautiful violet light that I was seeing in your pictures, and I was like, what is this? And who is this person? I need to meet this being. And just at the time I found you, I was coming to Mount Shasta. So I immediately knew that I wanted you to be my guide to explore Mount Shasta, to take me to these different portals and to meet the multidimensional being that Shasta is. And it definitely has been a homecoming. And I'm still so grateful for our explorations and adventures together. So
Yeah,
I
you're
do
divine.
there's two questions and you can choose which one you want to start with because I
I
would
love
love for
questions.
you. Yeah, I know. I do love for you to share a part of your story because you've got quite a magical story of how you ended up at Shasta and your journey there and the healing that happened there. And I also love for you to introduce Mount Shasta to the listeners because it is beyond words.
Yes,
So you can choose where you want to start.
beautiful, Stephanie. Well, it's beautiful being with you, Stephanie, and the connection we hold, and with everyone listening as well. As all of us have been guided to be here at this moment right now on Mount Shasta. And truthfully, you are on Mount Shasta,
Yes.
for you are multidimensional beings. So as you are sitting in your room, looking through the screen, yet you are also here. And the atoms all around you, they are expanding, opening realms, higher dimensions. The mountain is, again, a doorway home. And she holds all dimensions, the seventh dimension, fifth dimension, third dimension. And this allows us to fully walk right in and be held, receive codes, light codes, information. You receive sounds here. They change. It's always different. You can feel the ascended masters here. Our galactic family is very present here. As a matter of fact, there are so many stargates on Mount Shasta. There is at least 3 or 4 stargates that I know that I bring people to. But there are so many. It's just something beautiful, and again, these galactics, the ones that come here, the ones that we connect with, again, holding God consciousness only. The ascended masters. There is a place within Mount Shasta called the Ascended Masters Retreat. And this is a place where all the Ascended Masters come together. And they come together to guide humanity. They come to remind you of your mastery, that you are masters. All of you are masters. You don't need anything. And you don't need to learn anything. Just to remember that you are a master. Pure consciousness. As a matter of fact, when the Ascended Masters see you, they see you and feel no separation from you. Imagine how beautiful that feels. No separation from Ascended Master Yeshua. No separation from Mary Magdalene, from Ascended Master Saint Germain. No separation from Buddha. No separation from Kuan Yin, from Venus, the goddess of love, Sanat Kumara, Venusian Ascended Master who saved this earth billions of years ago. And this is a Venusian mountain, for it is named after Ascended Master Sanat Kumara when he saved this planet and the humans, especially the humans here. But you are one with them, with the Ascended Masters. They are one with you. Don't ever feel any separation from them. In the same way with angels, don't ever feel separation from angels. They don't. And there is no judgment. Don't feel separation from God. You know, it's a shift we make from the third dimension to a fourth, fifth dimensional way of living, where we stop believing or trusting in God, stop believing, trusting in the ascended masters, and we fully shift into knowing the ascended masters are here and with you. We are them, they are us. We take turns helping each other on different missions. We stop believing in angels. We know angels. We stop believing in God, trusting in God. We know God. We surrender all that humanity and just know God. And we jump into the fifth dimension, into the new earth. Okay, for we are on a bridge to the new earth. And it's why Ascended Master Saint Germain is so present here right now. Very present all around the planet. For he holds the violet flame of transmutation. And this is needed to alchemize everything that is not of God consciousness. For it's not allowed in the new earth. Judgments or sarcasm, guilt, these things don't exist. Yet on earth, they are tools, very special tools to use. So again, to embrace your human experience, all of it. Inside this mountain and around this mountain, for, there is a world called Telos. And Telos is a Lemurian world. The Lemurians ascended maybe 150 years ago or around there, not that long ago. They would come into town, people would see them trading gold and things like this. And so they're just like you, okay? They also came here from the stars with missions, and they created this beautiful civilization. And of course, as we evolve and the human, as we try to raise the consciousness of humanity, and things have to collapse. And so their civilization collapsed just like Atlantis did. Yet both of them held God consciousness for millions of years, not just 10,000, 20,000, 30,000 years. No, millions of years. Everything in your history books, all wrong. All the timelines, you can throw them all away. It's all just manipulation. They're just taking your power away from your eternity, your infinity that you are. Inside of Telos, which again, it's here around me right now. There are hills and that go forever. There's meadows. There's oceans. Beautiful temples. There's skies there, and the blue white sun, that spiritual sun. And for me, and I say this to everyone, the most important, most beautiful part about the Lemurians is that they are holding God consciousness on earth, and they choose to do this. They don't have to stay here. They can go anywhere they want, but they choose to be here on earth to help raise the consciousness of humanity with you, to help remind you again of your own pure light being, starlight being that you are. The mountain is known as the root chakra of the earth, but she is all of the chakras. I take people and we go to places that are stellar, high frequencies, and we ground these high frequencies in the body. So it's not just to fly around like a kite, you know, and then the cut string gets cut off and you're nowhere. No, we connect to the higher realms from within. And here, of course, there's such a presence, and they're here right now, the masters and the goddesses with us. And I feel Ascended Master, Goddess, Divine Mother, Venus here. I feel Saint Germain, Ascended Master Sanat Kumara. They want you to really know that you're not alone in this truly universal love story. It's really what it is. It begins and it's going to end with love. So not that it ever ends, but it's a beautiful universal love story. And so we shift perspectives on things, and we begin to enter pure reality. But the way to enter pure reality and to really hold the frequency that you are is truly a journey. And this journey can be fast, it can be instantaneous, it can take years or even lifetimes on different worlds to accomplish that mission. But right now we're in a quickening. And your show, you know, it shows this urgency. And there is an urgency and a quickening of your awakening. And all of a sudden you can see through your third eye, you can feel Ascended Masters, you can, you know, listen to star beings and what they're doing, what they're giving to you. This is all your natural state of being. You are not used to separation. You are not used to relationships that begin and end, or you're not used to having to pay to live on a planet. You're not used to anger, abuse. You're not used to these things as judgments. They don't exist in the higher realms where you come from. So imagine what a beautiful mission it is as we come into these bodies, this perfect duality, to take on these parts of human suffering. And so for me, I came to this mountain. It's been about, I guess about 7 years ago now. And I was basically, what happened to me is I was electrocuted. And it just destroyed this body. It was actually a broken wire, but it shot out a bolt of light. Okay, I mean, and this just destroyed the body. I mean, kidney flows up, muscles, endings, nerves, everything destroyed. All of it, excruciating pain, for years and years. And all I could do it was just hospitals and bed. And anyhow, I came to a crossroads after a year of that. I couldn't take the pain anymore. It was so much pain. And I came to a crossroads, and after 3 days, after truly getting to that point, I packed a bag and I came here to Mount Shasta. I rolled down the stairs. I really couldn't walk too much. And I rented a cabin here. And every day I would wake up and I would come to the mountain, I would walk, and I could only walk 5 steps at a time. And truly it was 5 steps and then meditating, 5 steps and crying, and screaming and yelling, another 5 steps and so forth. And eventually the beginning, it began with a surrender to God. And this is truly one of the most important part of embodiment. One day I was walking, and then when I stopped, I was flooded with emotion, with everything. And I just said, God, God, take everything, take all of it, all the dreams, all the people in my life, everyone that I want, all the things that I dream of. I said, I don't want anything to be my will. I only want it to be your will, God, only your will. And I continue with this for the rest of that year, every day. And so through the surrender to God, you reach a place of stillness, of more stillness and deeper stillness. And from here, I was able now to feel when there are beings here. The Pleiadians are here, and so this is why I'm smiling a little bit. Yeah, it's the Pleiadians want you to know that everything's going to be all right. It really, this is their message to you. Everything is going to be all right. All is well. It's really what they're feeling, wanting you to know. So this second year on Mount Shasta for me, I would begin to receive missions. I would wake up and I was making breakfast, and I would be a knowing of what I had to do, and I would go to the mountain and do this, and there were multiple missions, and many things happened, and the Arcturians would started to become very present. Arcturians are healers, beautiful beings of God consciousness, and beautiful friends, and they've helped heal this body, change certain energetics to allow the body to hold who I am. And Ascended Master Saint Germain as well had been and is very present, and many things have happened. He saved me from being lost in the woods. Again, I was very hurt, still excruciating pain, but I didn't care. Nothing mattered. It was only now. And the mountain reminded me that there is only now. Only this omnipresent now moment exists. This one moment that we are in right now is all and holds all infinity. And this is something for you to remember. Through these moments of omnipresent now came the third year. I never left. The third and the fourth year were years of embodiment. But towards the end of the second year, something I would like to share, because this is something that is really important, and if this is a message to
yes,
the last message to
yes.
the world.
I get excited.
It's very important, your human aspects. Okay, so one night I was laying in this cabin in bed, and I woke up and in this kind of in between state, and I felt a fear body above me and a pain body. Saint Germain was next to me, and we just began, and all of a sudden I started to go in and see a fear that this body felt, that it's still in my heart consciousness. I still was just going through awakening, and all of a sudden there I was, and I was an earth child, and there was somebody else there, and something happened, and it made me feel so afraid, and so what I had to do is, I just talked to them. I said, look, and I knew their name, and I said their name, and I said, you destroyed me. You made me feel so much fear, where I had never encountered this before, and it still remains within this body and mind. And I cried and felt such, all kinds of emotions as a human this is why you're in a human body, and truly the only reason that you're in a human body right now is to raise this consciousness of humanity. So as the fears, I went through fear, sadness, guilt, abandonment, separation, abuse. All of these things are things that are happening on earth and have happened to you, and maybe more will come. And as long as we are in physical bodies, there will always be more to embody. Yeah. So I went through all of them. And what happens is, after, as a full human, you have to do it in your full humanness. You can't hold anything back. Your heart must truly, explode. And as you after you're done crying and screaming at them, okay, there will be a moment of peace, like a silence. And as you just wait there, you will feel your awareness begin to arise, and your awareness is light, and it enfolds the whole moment with light, and it brings forgiveness. Forgiveness is needed only on earth and learning planets, not in the higher realms, but here it is. And you forgive them. You forgive yourself, that aspect of you. Okay, as you do this, you are being a master alchemist. You are being an ascended master, alchemizing human fear to divine fear, and ultimately into love. Abuse, divine abuse, love. Guilt, divine guilt enters your body as love. We don't get rid of anything. We embody it all. That's why we are here in perfect duality as the higher realms. And again, when we were in the higher realms, we planned the abuse with someone, or the fear with somebody up there, a friend of ours. And we came to earth and we created that moment. Again, that moment destroyed you on a human level, left you in pieces. You felt such abandonment, abused, whatever it might have been. And yet now, okay, in this consciousness, in this time on earth, this moment on earth, okay, you have the opportunity to do your mission and to go into each one of these dark places. They seem dark, and they really are awful. And I know it hurt you a lot. Okay, they hurt me a lot as well. Being from Venus, I wasn't used to any of this, and never having human lifetimes before. So, but as you do this, you are embodying all of this human suffering moment by moment. It must be moment by moment. There is no one big collective boom, It's like really a spiritual surgeon. Go in to every single moment that you remember that you have had in your human experience that truly has affected you, hurt you, bring light to these places, and it changes, it dissolves, and as it becomes divinity and fully enters you. And for me, my mission has been to do this, and to hold the highest Venusian light here on Mount Shasta. And I do hold a frequency of the Venusian field of light that I create through my spiritual heart, and people receive through this. The multiverse changes from this. You are the same. So after you are done with all of these fears and moments of separation, whatever you may
After they're
feel.
done. Once you're complete with all of the fears and the sadness and the guilt and the shame and the jealousy and the comparison and all the things, yes. Then what, Paul? Then what?
You know, I'm writing a book, and it's called
Yes.
5 Steps to the Fifth Dimension. And truly, it's not so many things you have to do. It's just do the human embodiment part, and then when there's nothing left and you can't think of anything else, I want you to, in your meditation, just ask fear, show me when you were born. Show me fear. And just listen to the silence. Guilt, show me the first time you ever came. Show me when you emerged, guilt. Show me. As you continue to find the source of everything within you, when you do get into that moment, and it will open up eventually, like for me, it was like, look at this, like a, and there you are, and there'll be somebody there, and this is the first time you ever felt fear on earth. As you alchemize this, and you feel it as a human first, like I said before, you are alchemizing all of them, and so many more, and so much more on a multidimensional level. Remember, you are multidimensional beings, so what appears here as just physical emotions and things like this are truly frequency and energy that are connected to all. It affects every world, who you are. To find the source of everything within you. And as a matter of fact, here, as you look at Mount Shasta, take a few breaths for a moment, just to be here, to receive this moment. And I just want you to ask, what is the source of love? What is the source of love? What is the source of gratitude? Where does gratitude come from? And so easily you open yourself up by asking these infinite questions to infinity. And you disconnect from all parts of the matrix. And you enter pure reality. So as you find the source of everything within you, surrender to God. This will break your heart open enough that you will emerge through all the other body, eye consciousnesses. And there are many. There's the narrator who's always thinking for you and talking and planning and saying yes and no and maybe. Tell the voice to be quiet. It's part of your human consciousness. Tell the voice to just stop talking. I don't need a narrator. I am here. And the more that you do this, you will find that you'll just get up and go connect with that tree or go drink some water. You won't have all of this inner dialogue. Truly, the only thing that you're here to do is to be you. The only thing the Ascended Masters want you to do is to be you. The only thing God wants you to do is just to be you. The real you. For again, you are the higher realms. You are the goddesses and the gods understand that we are all oneness. We are equal with the Ascended Masters, the same with God, one with God, one with each other. It's amazing to me sometimes how on earth everything is so separated into countries with little lines that they draw, and all of these things, but all of this are God tools as well. The governments that are lying to you are God tools. This virus that's really doing such harm to people is a God tool. The people, in government, and they're having wars, God tools. The people who are protesting, all of these things, they're all God tools. Just like your own emotions that I spoke about, the abuse, the hurt, the pain, the fear, all of them are God tools. And for you to enter, and they help people awaken, when as things come to light, people out on earth will realize that, wow, this government really isn't telling me the truth, and maybe they'll get angry at first, and then we'll come surrender, to the light, not to them, and then to love, and knowing of something, a search, in the silence. There's always something that pulls you, calls you. So, and the silence is now, holds all, infinity. And so as you are in these realms that are, these frequencies that are more dense, stop fighting. Everything you're fighting, start loving it. Start loving what you're fighting. And you'll feel how it just, the subatomic particles, you just dissolve and completely change. They open. It's quite beautiful. Yes, for me, I may say and talk a lot, but truly it's just a silence. It's just a space between the words. The infinite now. And so you will be able to hold this frequency that you are within your body. I hold and I bring in from my spiritual heart Paula Venus. And when this happens really strongly, when I am as I am now, I am very here, very there's nothing that I need to do but just be. And right now, there are energy fields that are pulsing effortlessly, just as we receive a breath. And so I just want you to feel this. You are all perfect beings of light. All of these light codes that you are receiving now, are for your body and your brain only, for your DNA, for your cells. And this is to help your body change enough to hold you. For you are immense. Yeah. So I really ask you to do the mission, knowing that it's a, you really have to surrender and go to these places of humanity that are dark, that seem dark, but know that you are the higher realms, and do this, for you will change the entire planet and help, and to really be the new earth. See, the whole thing is after you do all this stuff, then you can be the new earth. You be it. It's right now. There is no there's no waiting for it. I am in the new earth right now. I live in heaven. And it's not because of just because of Mount Shasta. It's because of what happened here, yes. But it's because of the surrender to God, the embodiment of all the human moments of pain and fear. And and now being able to just vibrate at this frequency, and you're the same, exactly the same. You also again came from the stars to take on these pieces of humanity, and also just to be you. Once you see everything you are not, what's left is you. So find all that you are not. Just recognize it and go in there. Shine some light there. I want you all to know also that together we truly do create codes of light. And as we are now creating this code of light all around the world, to recognize it, how sacred this is, and the oneness of this, and that the ascended masters are here with us as we connect and as we share this moment of frequency, of infinity. We share it and are this one love with them all together. So really feel this. Feel the mountain rainbow light as she emanates. Beautiful rainbow diamond light that it just is. And feel this entering your heart, surrounding you right now. Just a beautiful reflection of you. All of this is a reflection of who you are. You are only light, never born, never die, eternal master. in your moments of meditation, these are not moments to relax yourself, meaning to calm your humanness down. These are moments of power. These are moments where you can vibrate at your frequency. Just being, practice this. And knowing that by you doing this, vibrating as love being, I am love being. You are changing all the molecules, everything in the atmosphere, all around the planet. This changes everything. The moments how you verse, they all feel it. For we are all connected. And you know how beautiful it is? The substratum of the universe is love. Love is what connects us all. And there is no separation. Ever. It's just something on earth, a God tool to help us remember that there is no separation. And for you've come from Source as an expression of Source to find the purpose of your expression and bring this back to Source. And Source is within your spiritual heart. Everything is inside you. You don't have to say a million mantras or do all kinds of techniques and things. It's just find the source of everything within you. Embody all the humanity that you came here to embody as part of your beautiful mission. Begin to feel in your moments of power, and I call it, meditations, moments of power, of activation. Begin to feel around you and feel when you can feel beings, ascended masters. It's very important, and they want you. They really, the message, and I say this, but right now I'm really being pulled to say this. Just they want you to know them by how they feel, by feeling. It's not about these grand visions and sights, and that's easy later and whenever. You are those realms. But the beauty is that you are an expression of Source, come to a place of separation where you can't see it, a world of darkness. Yet you're here to reveal the light as a creator being that you are. It's divine. It's a beautiful dance of light. You are light dancing. Be joy. Enjoy all of your humanity. There is no judgment in heaven. God doesn't judge you. Angels don't judge you. Nobody does. You're here to have a human experiences and to be witness to this change from the third dimension into the fourth dimensional new earth, fifth dimensional new earth. It will be both. Okay? And it's already here. There are multiple earths. And wherever you are, you really can become and live in the new earth. The quantum fields are already laid out. There are people living, and the first city of the new earth is here in Mount Shasta. It's manifested, and it is called the New Jerusalem. The New Jerusalem. And there are people there, and a lot of people who've seen that their body has died from these viruses, they have gone there. So know that there is no death, just about body and mind, and know that the new earth is here, and there is no hurry. Truly, all is well. Really know that. Just for your freedom, be embodied. Embodiment is everything. People speak about ascension. That's easy, but embodiment is what's needed now. And as then you really can vibrate at your frequency, not different body consciousness frequencies, but truly the one, the master. And you can feel and enter this permanent peace from this state. And again, remembering, feeling the masters. And once you can feel them, then know them as frequency. For you can't fake a frequency. Appearances can be altered, but a frequency is God. You know, it's light touching light. And this is who we are. And this is what we are doing now. So I urge you to be you. And this is ultimately the message from Venus and from the Venusians. And you are on a beautiful, dance of light. And you're dancing, so dance. Just embody it all. Be brave. Know that you are perfect beings of light. Embody and embrace all your humanity. Embrace all your multidimensionality. Your higher self. And your higher self is not far away, out there somewhere. Your higher self is here. You don't have to move.
Exactly.
Stephanie, if you, I can feel you.
I honestly can't believe that time's almost up. Like your final chance is almost up because as you already know, I could listen for hours to you speaking and being and beaming. So, but I am going to ask you if this is your final chance. Is there anything else? Because you've been sharing so much goodness, and I found this very healing. Like I can only imagine what the ripple is of this transmission, but I can imagine it and I'm seeing it. And I really do hope that people who have listened and that are listening are really soaking it in and have really allowed your guidance as well when you were describing the steps. Like they could literally take a fear, take something and transmute it and alchemize it as you're speaking to it. So this has been so powerful. So is there anything else, let's say any final words, any final message for humanity that you would want them to leave with? One final key.
Final key. Something from Saint Germain. When you heal your body, you heal everybody. And so may the peace within you be reflected in the world. Be love, being walking, love looking, love listening, being love on earth. I send you all of my heart here from Mount Shasta, all the love of Venus.
I do have a little add-on question. It's similar, but it's a bit more specific, and that is, if you could give one message to the children on Earth, and it would be something that when you speak it and a child hears it, they would remember it and realize it and know it for the rest of their life, and they could never, ever, ever forget it. What is one thing that you would want every child on Earth to know?
One thing on earth to let every child know. You are God. You are love. Everything else is just a game. But it's fun to play the game. And remember who you are. Play in light, in sound. You are only light. When I feel the children, it just brings me so much joy because you need to be like a child to see God. You need to be in full wonder of everything, all of it, fully just opening and jumping into the woods and the lake and being and jumping into joy. It's such freedom, you know? And so in the new earth, they will be raised as such, and they will remember And so for any of you who do have children, know that you are here for them. So they will begin to remember you, begin to hold, embody all of this light, all of it that you are, really bring it forth, embody the humanity. Do it for them, for they are going to need you. So it's very beautiful. And just you are all infinite stars, infinite light, and we are one love. Thank you for having me here and for being a beacon of light all around the world where you are. And may this transmission just be love for all.
Well, dear Paul of Venus, I want to thank you so much for this transmission. It did not feel right in any moment to ask you more questions. I just wanted to let it all unfold and just flow through you. It was so beautiful. And thank you for blessing me and blessing my life with your presence. But more importantly, thank you for blessing the whole of humanity and whole planet Earth with your love, your presence, your connection, your remembrance, all you are, all you be, all you create. And I'm so happy, even though we don't know what happens in the next now, yet I'm quite sure that your final chance, that this is not the end of it, and that you have more missions on Earth and more joy and more fun, more experiences in the human form, and yet you're all of it. And thank you for walking the path and showing so many other beings to wake up to their multidimensional self. It's been a joy to spend this time with you. Thank you. Thank you so much for being on this Final Chance podcast.
Thank you, Stephanie, with all of my heart.
Thank you for listening to this podcast and for actually being a part of this transmission. If you want to see the most amazing pictures of Mount Shasta, go follow Paul of Venus on Instagram. And I highly, highly recommend you to go check out his retreats. Paul of Venus is offering a Twin Flame retreat, Venusian Goddess retreat, and a New Earth retreat later this year. I got to spend a few days with Paul of Venus on Mount Shasta, and I will forever remember these days as some of the most magical, multidimensional days filled with pure light and experiencing what heaven on earth is and feels like. You can find a special discount code and all the details in the show notes. And with this, we actually come to the end of the first season of the Final Chance podcast. It's been a delight to have these conversations with some of the most magical beings I know, and I hope they inspire you to live your life as if it is your final chance. Or in other words, that you live your life to the fullest, with passion, with purpose, and with deep fulfillment. Sending you all my love.
Also, I did finish the documentary for Gaia TV.
Oh, nice! Yes.
So this is gonna be out this
year.
This year, yeah.
Yay!
It should be. It will be finished in editing in March.
Wow.
Finish editing in March, I believe, and then so that's gonna be.
I can't wait.
Something.
That's so good. Yeah, absolutely.